They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. And the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
Now, Barney! Detroit!
They go play action here on 1st down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
No, check, Patriot! Detroit!
And they'll run it here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney!
Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Watch him now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Get some 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here we go. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes.
And
yeah, just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Being chased, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. A handoff to Barkley. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And just like that, it's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Going for it all. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
We got three. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Room here to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. And that one results in 35 yards. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it running right. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Rosas puts this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake.
Now a hit and a loose football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Security eluded him. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Leopard.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. First foray into the red zone for Miami. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left.
Detroit! Detroit! Check 59.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Sanders. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. This one fielded at the 5. And he gets it to the 30-yard line, but the football's not going to stay there. There's a penalty marker down. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
Back to the Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Over. Gun.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup at 34 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Looking deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. Ooh, the juke. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. The pitch goes to Barkley, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. If you got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
The Giants on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Let's go. Interception, baby. Let's go. Now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Sanders now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did.
Okay.
It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Garden would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I guarantee you, it's not very good.
Detroit! Gone!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble. 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this 3rd quarter, and that was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then in a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Gone, 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 gone.
He'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 22. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, a nice spin. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there from 6 yards away. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Sanders now to add the extra point. Extra point up. Sanders now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. Oh, what a move. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. New York set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you're looking to plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll drop the throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Charles Harris in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This is taken at the 18. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Leopard! Gone! All right, now, lucky 56.
Now back to throw. Staying on his feet. And fights in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Detroit, Detroit.
Let's go, defense. Let's get on the field, defense.
No, check, Patriots, Patriots. Detroit, Detroit. Detroit, Detroit. Gun, 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 gun.
They'll set up a throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 33. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Detroit,
Ball up to the
Detroit.
35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Gun, 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 gun.
Back to throw here. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 25. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem from me. Yeah, baby. Boom.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. Able to slither by. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Checking in on Houston. It's in the 4th quarter there. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their third of the year. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And, oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Sanders now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message.
It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Giants on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 21. And his guys will take over at the 25.